Welcome back to the Foul Check Podcast. I feel like it's been a long time, but it's been a good time because the one and only Brooke Leonard, not only is she back, but she is back with a vengeance.
Oh, like. A vengeance and a tan.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
It's been a while.
I know. I've had so much going on in my life.
Yeah, you're nice and relaxed, refreshed.
I am refreshed. Right? 2 more weeks. That's what everybody keeps asking me. They're like, when are things going to slow down? I'm like, 2 more weeks.
Yeah. Well, they already started to slow down just a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
It's actually like a screeching halt.
We have not been leaning too much into the high school sports. There's just no time. There's no time. Yeah.
Well, once the college spring stuff finally stopped again, that came to a screeching halt this past weekend. So now it's like, oh yeah, we're all in high schools now. So
if you hadn't seen us all season, get ready, get the popcorn ready, get the hot dogs ready. We're coming.
Yep. But the good thing is, a lot of you have already seen us this season.
I know, we have been a lot of different places.
Yeah, we've done a great job checking in with our usual folks and keeping up with them throughout the end of the regular season into now regional play. So we've done I feel like a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, I wish I was still on vacation.
Yeah, I can tell. But it was a nice way to ease back into it and, it's the middle of the week and yeah.
Oh, so, you did get a text. You were right.
Did I say I was going to get a text? Oh, I think it's just Twitter notification or something. So. Or what do they call it?
There's
X
another
these days?
one.
Oh, people liking my stuff? Oh, no, Channel 10. Oh. Hey, keep those Channel 10 alerts
Channel
on.
10 pushing. What could they possibly be pushing right now?
Weather, and then, of course, we're going to go to a newscast. So
tune in.
Yeah, I got to keep the people interested.
Anyways, I'm just like... I've just like gone on a couple dates.
Oh.
Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay, great. That's what we love to hear. And yeah.
People have been dying to know. It's true.
Oh, they've been dying to know.
Anyways.
I don't know if they've been dying to know, but hey, you know what? We can see the happiness. So, that's good. That's good.
Anyways.
It helps you just got off the set, too, from a show. So.
I know. My adrenaline's pumping, and I'm in this cute dress that I got so many compliments on today.
Yeah. You're styling and profiling, as they say, right?
I know. I want to wear this dress on my next date. It's so cute.
Oh, my goodness.
So anyways, what's new with you?
New with me? Nothing much. Just trying to keep up and keep at it. And, kids growing, getting stronger. That's it.
Is Ani crawling yet?
Squirming.
Okay, squirming.
Yeah, it's weird. So you put her down, she still acts like she's a boulder and can't move. But the second you pick her up, she's like squirming. I'm like, so you can crawl, you're just being lazy.
Yeah.
That's I think that's what's going on. But she's getting there. So, healthy 9 months now. Man, Tom.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Tom.
She's been on Earth at the same amount of time as she was in the belly. 9 months.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That way
That's crazy.
We should do a documentary with her in 9 months in, now 9 months out.
How does it feel, girl? How do you like Earth?
Yeah, so
she sent me an email.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she said, I refuse to crawl until I see you again. So you as in me.
So you're the holdup.
That's just what she said in the email.
Okay, yeah. No, she's doing great. Hoping to get to the beach ourselves in a couple months. So
months in like 3 weeks.
Well, July.
Okay, a month.
Well, yeah, something like that. But
we're taking all the vacation this summer. Listen, all of it. This is our first full year. We are approaching the full calendar year of us being just alone, and neither of us have taken a vacation since. Well, I just took mine, but since when?
Well, I had paternity leave, but
But that's not a vacation. That's like the same as when I fell. Like it wasn't a vacation. It was forced time off. I think I took a week in December for Sarah's birthday. Mm-hmm. That might be the last time I've had any time. Well, my grandma died. Rest in peace. Time off that.
Again, not forced time.
Right. Right. Chosen time off.
Right.
And you took a week in December too. I think we both took Christmas off. Either way, it's been long overdue.
Yeah.
Long overdue. We need to get you on a beach.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We need to get you out of here also.
What you mean? Why are you trying to get rid of me?
How many days straight did you work while I was on?
Well,
you didn't work Monday, Tuesday because I anchored. So it's been
last week.
Yeah, today will be 7.
I think. I don't know. I don't keep track of it. It's just
I do.
I just keep rolling.
I have all of your comp days logged in my notes app.
Oh gosh, I just worry about serving the people, and then we'll see what
They're
comes
being
out
served.
after that. So, but no, I don't think I'm carrying nothing crazy. I think like just 2 comp days. So it's all good. That's
4
pretty good.
4 technically.
How's 4?
Well, if you work 7 days straight, you have to minus 2 for a weekend.
Yeah, but
and then you work 2 more.
Yeah, but see, we can't do it the way it's split. You know what I'm saying? Like a Saturday, Sunday's a different week, so technically it's gonna be fine. I only got 1 from this whole.
I start turning to mush after day 5. Brain is mush.
Oh,
brain is mush.
Usually that's the case, but we don't have a ton happening.
The weekend is nice because it's kind of just in your lap. Like last weekend when it was
just a lot going on.
Just a lot going on, but like you don't have to go really shoot anything. It's just like, okay, roll on this, this is happening.
Yeah. No, I gave some good love to the Salem Red Sox last week.
You went to a Salem Red Sox game?
Yeah, I went Friday.
In person?
Yeah, I went Friday and Saturday. Listen, Friday
and Saturday?
Friday, 7,000 fans.
I mean, it is Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, it was Breast Cancer Awareness Night, so Carillion was there. I was shocked. I had nowhere to park. I nowhere to park.
That's when you pull up on the curb and throw the flashers on.
Do you know they have nice little like baseballs on the in the concrete now outside of the yeah, if you're out by there's like concrete baseballs like
the Target.
Yes, just like Target, but they're painted like baseballs. It's a nice little tweak.
Salem.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was a pleasant surprise. It was like 7,000 people.
That's crazy.
And then I went back.
Like honestly my Saturday, worst nightmare.
So. No, it was great.
How many people talked to you?
Just a handful. Not a ton.
I told you about the last time I went.
Yeah, it's a little PR work when you go there.
It really is. Like, of all places, I mean, we go everywhere. At Blacksburg, I mean, I would say Blacksburg's number 1, gonna get spoken to, and I love it.
Right.
Salem Red Sox. The difference is at Salem, I'm trying to be quick.
Right,
trying to get an inning and a half, leave. Blacksburg, I'm stuck there. Like I'm at a game or something.
Sure.
So like I'm not really worried about like chit chatting.
No,
Salem. Yeah. And if you're talking to me, our producer's dad was talking to me a couple weeks ago and missed a big play, and I'm like, that could have been a highlight. So then I had to stay longer.
Yeah. No.
Not that I don't love talking to the fans. I do. I really do. But
but it is a little.
When there's so many people there, it's like, oh my gosh, I just know people are gonna say what's up.
Oh yeah, and then you gotta get into your whole people watching mode, and it's a whole thing. But no, when on Friday and then Saturday I went as well. Not as big of a crowd, but it's still a solid crowd. And then I got a message on Monday about how come you weren't there Thursday?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It was a lady.
It's May.
Yeah, well, no, it was a lady that asked how come I wasn't there Thursday, and at the least, this is how I know she's a loyal viewer, though. I appreciated that. She was like, you didn't even have any news and notes. And I was like, oh, you know the name of one of the graphics that we do? Oh, that was, oh, man. So I didn't put in the news and notes because usually they're in our ticker system. So if you go into our ticker system, you add Carolina League.
Did you tell her that?
Yeah, I did tell her that, and then I realized, that night I didn't even put it in the ticker, so... That was
I don't even know how to use the ticker.
Oh, well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but
show me how to use it.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll cut that part out. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was so that was totally my bad, and I was like, I apologize, but hey, I was there Friday and Saturday. Here's the links to those stories. Bow.
You know what I love to do when people send me emails like that? I just love to be like, hey, I was all by myself that day, and I went to 2 soccer games and also anchored the 6 and 11.
Yeah.
So apologies for not being there.
I tried not to go that route, but I did say, I was like, oh, well, listen, we're hitting our vacation season, so if we're not at every game, forgive us, but, which, I mean, to get to every game of a home stadium.
Right. If we're not at every game, forgive us. It's May. It's May. It's May. And honestly, I feel like we hit the Sox pretty hard, and then July comes around, we're like, bye.
Well, no, because usually June, July, we gotta ramp it up with them. It's like, all right, yeah, we need content. I'll never forget a couple years ago, like I was so slow for content on a Sunday. I went to a Sunday game, and this is when they started at like 4. Like
hot.
Yeah. Well, and not only that. Obviously got to anchor to 6. Like, yeah, you talk about pressure and like needing something. Like I literally got 2 runs and like three good double plays or something like that. And I got back at like 5:15 and cut that. I mean, that's just how slow that summer had gotten on a Sunday. I was like, wow. I hope this never happens ever again. So cross fingers. Well, luckily now they start at 1 on Sunday.
They start at 1. I don't mind popping over there, but it's going to be Sunday's NASCAR. We are diving in. Welcome to the Speedway with Brooke.
Welcome to the Speedway.
Brooks Sunday Speedway or Brooks.
Oh man.
What's a B word for like cars?
A B word for cars?
Well,
brakes?
You know, like
pumping the brakes
Brooks
with
Brake Zone. Pumping the brakes with Brooke. Story of my life.
No.
Literally story of my life.
Oh, gosh.
Pumping the brakes with Brooke. I like that.
No, why did I go down that road?
That's so good.
Hey, that fits too.
So anyways, why did I go down that road? Ah! He got jokes.
Oh, gosh. Oh, funny stuff. You know who's not funny? Who's all business on the field?
The Cave Spring Girls soccer team.
Yeah, that's right. Undefeated for a reason.
Yeah. And our conversation was so good. Mm-hmm. And the coolest part about the whole thing is, which I did a Women in Sports on this last year, but the Val United, I guess is the name of the team. Their coach reached out to me like 2022, I think, and was like, hey, we are going to the national championship in this, it's like travel soccer league.
Right.
Can you come do a story? And I was like, sure. It was in the middle of summer. I'm like, that's a great time. If you got a story idea, middle of summer, because we'll do it 100%.
We got you.
And so I went over there and they ended up winning. And now all those girls are in high school. So Scottie, who we talked to, was one of those players who I interviewed that day. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember last year you were real in tune with like almost all the players already because of having done that story previously. So that like really worked out.
Well, I saw a girl's name on the LB roster and I was like, why does that name sound familiar? And I was like, oh my gosh, these are the girls that were on that Valley United team. So
that's what happens. They get older, they continue to get better, and look at it now.
I know.
Cover them in high school.
Ballers. So let's go ahead and get to the conversation. We have Cave Spring Girls soccer head coach Erin Smith and Scottie, my favorite cousin, Leonard. Welcome back to Foul Check. We are having our Spring Sports Jubilee preview. Welcoming on the Cave Spring Girls Soccer head coach Erin Smith, my good friend, my former neighbor, and my favorite cousin, Scottie Leonard, who is not really my cousin, but we can pretend.
It sounds good, right?
Yeah,
like
I will claim you. Yeah, 100%. Welcome, guys, and thank you for coming on today.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having us. We're so excited.
This is awesome. You guys are just continuing to build off of the success of last year. 16-0, undefeated. You won the district, and now obviously you're planning on winning the region, and hopefully tack another one on, win state. I mean, how do you go from a historic year last season and not get lost in the pressure and kind of carry it on this year?
We ride that wave of momentum. I think it's easy to get lost in the pressure. It's easy to kind of like get flooded with all of the what ifs, but I think when you know your heart's in it, when your mind's in it, and when you know that you're training as hard as we think that we are, we're just going.
Scottie, I mean, you're a sophomore, and last year you had a full-blown experience on varsity. What has this year been like for you and playing it? And it was a young team last year as well, and just kind of building on all those things you have to do.
Mm-hmm. This team is really, like, truly unbelievable. I love these girls so much. They're like my sisters. We just have that incredible bond compared to everybody else. Like, we just get each other. We can read, like, our passes, where we're going with it. And it shows on the field and with the result. And we just come together, even though, like, if a team were to score on us, we would come together and press through to get another score and come back from it. Like we did against Blacksburg the first game. We were down 1-0 at halftime, and we came back and scored 2 in the last, like, 10 minutes, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you guys haven't actually had that many teams score goals on you at all, really. How many teams? Has it been like 3?
It's been 3. We had 3 goals scored on us this season.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. It's honestly a testament to our back line, which Scottie's a part of. She's one of our center backs, and I tell them, like, you guys are a back line I would take to war. I mean, really, they're a young back line. It's 3 sophomores and a junior, but they are strong and powerful, and their game IQ is just extremely high. And I again, that is a testament to just, like, who they are. So,
can you speak to the buy-in of a program? Because I feel like immediately showing up, watching a game, I can tell if the players are into it, the way they respond to the coach. I believe it was about midway through the season, maybe the first Hidden Valley game I came over and saw, and I was like, wow, they're locked in like already. Obviously, the Hidden Valley game means a lot more. I know,
right.
Of course,
right.
But can you speak to that buy-in that they have with you? Obviously, I don't know. Hopefully, they don't take advantage of you saying a younger coach, but what's that camaraderie been like the past few years as well?
Totally. Well, first, it's definitely been something to figure out, but I think that I knew stepping into the job last year that it was going to be the most important piece of this team. They have the skill, they have the game IQ, and so a lot of my job is to be the director of morale. And first, bench energy is just as important as field energy, so I think holding every single player to the standard of your energy off the field needs to be just as strong as it is on the field, whether you're sitting on the bench, whether you're, hurt, whatever it is. Like, we're all supporting each other. We're just in it to win it. I have this like little saying that they make fun of me for, but it's like, it's time to clock in at the lock-in factory. So like, I know it's a very dad joke of me, but it honestly kind of just like, I do really believe that if our hearts are in it, if our minds are in it, if we're not clouded by things, and it's kind of natural with the way that they love each other, like to what Scottie said, the love that they have for each other, the care that they have for each other, both on and off the field, I think it shows. And, if you do look at our bench, if you can kind of see the energy in that way. And that respect, like, they are just super respectful girls and super loving girls. And so really there's never necessarily been an issue with them respecting, like, getting them to take it seriously, because it's so easy to take seriously once you feel it. Once you're in it, it's like you're in it. So
clock in at the lock-in factory.
I know.
Scottie.
Like, I cannot believe you said that.
That will get the eye roll from the the teenage girls.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay, and that's a good philosophy. Mm-hmm. And last year, it was your first year as head coach. I mean, to have the season that you guys had with these girls, not to mention for our listeners, and if you're not watching Channel 10, if you're a Channel 10 viewer, you know this, a bunch of the girls on your team won their travel soccer national championship in 2022. So, you were kind of blessed with a little bit of talent coming in, but I mean, the adjustment and kind of the same thing, like carrying that momentum into year 2. I mean, it's not just, it seems like it's not a fluke. It's not just the first year, luck.
Right. Absolutely. For, the first year, we kind of had to set expectations for ourselves, again, starting last year and just through what we really want the next 4 years to kind of look like. Last year, we knew, being a young team, that we had seeds that we wanted to plant, and we had dreams that we kind of wanted to make come true, but we knew realistically that we needed to set attainable goals for ourselves. Obviously, like, winning the state championship is like what we're aiming for each and every year, but knowing that we were a young team and knowing that there's a lot that we have to go through and a lot we have to learn, and just the pure growth and maturity of these girls, like, is going to be a huge factor into kind of what our team looks like each and every season. Our program motto is, the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. So we know that we are tending to seeds that we've planted a long time ago that we're now reaping fruit from. And then this year, like, our year motto is fortune favors the bold. So we are trying to go into it and just be as bold as possible. In each and every game, each and every practice, everything that we're doing together, we just want to be bold in it, and it's gotten us results. So
I'm taking notes. She already knows.
She loves sayings.
Oh my God!
She already knows. Like,
I'm full of them,
she knows me. She knows me. I'm like, man, I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Sign off his emails all week. Fortune favors the bold. Eric Thompson.
Hey, dude, do it.
Yeah. No. I love that one. Yeah, you got me. You got me on that one.
Yeah.
I'm pumped up.
It really is. Allie Likens, one of our forwards, she's a junior. She is really bought into the fortune favors the bold quote. Mm-hmm. Like, every single game, she's reminding the girls, like, we need to be bold. We need to be bold. We need to go into this, and we need to be ripping shots off. We need to be strong in how we're stepping. We need to be strong in how we're communicating. Every little part of the game, like, we really just have to tend to very carefully, but also boldly. And it does put up results. Like, only having 3 teams score on you, like only having 3 goals go in. So it's working.
Yeah, something's working.
That's crazy.
Something's definitely working. I want to get with Scottie here just for a second, because your first year coming into something, you don't know what you don't know. Obviously, last year, pretty good run. Does that change your mindset coming into that next year? Because now you know what you could do, but now you want to outdo that, right? You want to play longer, play further. So how does that psyche kind of work as a player out there?
I feel as my goal is still the exact same thing. Obviously, everybody wants to win a state championship, and that's definitely my goal. Region champs, district champs, and getting the most recognition for our team. I think we're just like amazing group of girls, and I feel like we prove it, and we deserve, everything that comes our way. Like, we work hard for it, and it's just amazing.
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
Well, now it's time to have a little fun. We don't have to get too deep anymore. But that was great.
Absolutely.
Before Eric and I start tearing up because we have zero morale left at this point in the year. We got this. 2 more weeks, right? 2 more weeks.
Oh my gosh.
So the premise of this podcast is we bring on the experts and you guys teach us about this sport, because we know enough to call highlights and say this is a corner kick and they scored, or this great save in the goal. But outside of that, I mean, you were talking about the back line. Mm-hmm. Did you back or pack?
The back. But they are pack, but it is the back line.
Okay, now let's start there. Whose fault is it if somebody scores?
All 11 people on the field.
Okay. So the back line is the last defensive front before the goalie.
Correct.
Okay, so that's really coach of you to say, because in my opinion, I'm like, everybody, well, not in my opinion, people think it's the goalie. Like,
absolutely.
The keeper. If the keeper misses the save, they're like, all right, well, that's their fault. But
I mean, you're not wrong, but I think it's honestly one of the most misconstrued thoughts in the game of soccer. And that's what makes being the goalie one of the hardest positions to be, because there is a mental pressure that's in it when you are really the person that's in the net and you're the last one that has the chance to save the ball. It's gotten through 10 people before it ever gets to you.
Yeah.
But that can be a really hard thing to remember when you're out there and it's your fault that there's a new number on the scoreboard. And so I think everybody knows that there's 11 people out there, and so it's all of their responsibility / it's all their fault, if we are scored on. Just because I don't know how much good that does to really put that pressure on just one single person. And obviously that there's flukes that happen where it's a singular person, but I almost feel like that's the responsibility of your teammates. Like, they're there to build you up, I feel like even if it is somebody's fault, even if it is a goalie's fault, we just got to really step in and just make sure that we're,
That's what's frustrating about soccer, is that it's not like basketball where you can turn around and be like, all right, down to the other side of the court, we got to score. It's like, oh my gosh, we have to do this all over again for possibly 38 more minutes.
Yeah. 100%, but they seemingly don't have a problem with it. Like, they really all gas, no brakes. Like, they are so offensive minded, which is what makes our back line so dangerous. As much as they are a strong defensive back line, they are really thinking about the goal and the net. Like, Scottie is one of our top scorers for the season because of, she's just so driven. You saw her score at Hidden Valley. It was insane. She really doesn't stop. And neither, our other center back, Abby Tozier, she doesn't stop. Our outside backs, Charlie Wright, Addison Daniels, they don't stop. Like, they just are go, go, go. And they get fatigued for sure. But I think,
if you're running all the way back from the defense to go score, Scottie.
For sure. But for some reason, it doesn't seem to bother them, because that's my mentality. Like, they've got to be tired out there, but it doesn't show. At least they don't let anybody know if it does. Wow. So,
are you tired, Scottie?
Sometimes. Sometimes I get that way. Like, sometimes I'll be called up to go to a corner kick. It either will go out or they'll get it, and then I'll run all the way back, and then I'll have to run all the way back up for another corner kick, and that's why I'm like, oh my gosh.
But I do love that about the game. The clock is still running. Like, say if you're up 2-0 and you got a corner kick, and it's like, all right, they're coming to it. I'm like, well, when are they going to get there? Like, you just take your time, just kind of stroll. At what point do the refs be like, okay, you need to get over there? Is a clock in their head? Did they have or something?
No, I don't think that the refs think necessarily in that way. It's a game strategy to kind of take it slow sometimes to really do that. But urgency also really freaks teams out. The more urgent you are, I think keep maintaining that intensity and that urgency for all 40 minutes of a half, it's hard to do. I think that's also what makes us so dangerous, is because that urgency and intensity is just part of a staple in our game. Like, we have to be the team that comes out that wants to be more urgent, that wants to be more intense, and yeah, it's.
No, I don't know how they do it. I get tired watching them run, so yeah. I'm like
a lot of sprint training.
Yeah. I don't realize it. The back line, where can they not stand in terms of when they're out there? Are they together? Are they separate? Can they go in the box? Got to stay out of the box. How's that work?
They can go anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, they can go anywhere, and depending, we play a flat back for the most part, so we play all of them sit in what would look like a Nike swoosh. If you had a drone from above, you would see the way that they moved, the way that they went to go to defend. They're going to maintain a constant Nike swoosh no matter who's stepping where. There's like a pressure cover balance. Like, someone's pressing, someone's covering, someone's balancing out that space that's not being covered. We will sometimes shift into like a staggered, where Scottie and her other center back, Abby Tozier, one will go up, one will stay back, and then we've got the two on the outside. So it's more of a diamond. But they can go literally anywhere on the field. Wow. Our outside backs, Addison and Charlie, are really dangerous about making offensive runs. So they'll sprint straight up the line and be part of our offensive press, which having numbers in the box is obviously like a big advantage. And I don't know how many defenders really make those offensive types of runs, but it's gotten us numbers up. And I also freaks teams out. Like, I remember one game we played this season, somebody came off the field and they were like, they are so freaked out because they have no idea why our defenders keep coming up. They're saying like, why are there so, like, where did all these girls come from? But that's like what you want to do. You kind of, in giving them the freedom to be able to kind of make those runs, encouraging them to make those runs. I think as a defender, it can be easy to get clocked and, if you think of a defensive mindset, I'm defending my goal, so it's really hard to also have another mindset of I'm defending my goal, but I also need to go and score another goal, to be able to maintain and balance those two thoughts, and then like execute both pretty, effortlessly. It can be dangerous, and so that's what makes our backline so dangerous.
Makes me want to go tell the guys now. Let's drone over to a Cave Spring game now, right? Like, I want to see that. That's
hey, I'll draw it out for you.
Yeah, that's legit. I want to see that from the aerial view down.
Bring your drone out.
We have to now at this point, because I can't picture it on the. Yeah. I can't picture it on the field.
I don't know. Maybe we help Nike get a commercial here. No, let me stop. Cut my mic.
Hey, bring it on.
Scottie, and first, Erin, what position did you play in high school?
I played on the outside, so I played outside wing or outside back. So outside midfield or outside back. I just love to run and just get up there.
At Cave Spring, right? Okay. Scottie, now, and you both can answer this, but the funny part that I find of that soccer field specifically is you and the visitor team stand on the same side. Yeah. So the coaches are next to each other, the girls are next to each other. How do you refrain from not starting a little drama over there? Oh, well,
I'm just kidding.
Yellow cards.
No, I'm just playing.
But,
yeah.
Because I would be over there just talking smack.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a bad representation of what you are as a player. And my favorite saying as a player is you let your game do the talking. Like, if you see me on the field, like, I won't say anything to you, like, even if you're pushing me or something. Like, it's just not in my game. But, like, if you're, like, talking to me, I'm like, okay, girl, like, it's a soccer game. Like, let's chill out, okay? Yeah. But
having fun for 90 minutes.
Let's calm down.
It's the standard that we hold them to. They're really not allowed to start beef on the field, and especially on the sidelines. Like, there is a certain level of respect that you need to give the other team, the other coaches, and the refs. Like, you cannot be chirping at them, in the ways that maybe that you want to. It can be hard not to do when you are sucked into that competitive environment, and when you're standing so close to each other, like you are right there. I would be lying if I said it wasn't literally right there in front of your face. But another thing that we talk about a lot is it's not about what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. And so we just really don't want to be that kind of a team. We don't want to represent ourselves in that way. I don't want them to represent themselves in that way on and off the field. So I feel like when you just set that standard at the beginning of the season, it makes it easy for, like, the chirping can happen behind closed doors if, but just save it until you are not.
Do you find that there's internet chirping? I mean, that's something that we didn't really deal with as much when we were in high school, but, like, it is so real now. Like, I mean,
there's a lot of barstool pages on schools. Like, we don't participate in any of that. Like,
high school?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, take Lakin's phone.
Yeah, right?
What the heck?
Yeah, who will make all sorts of little memes and stuff that go out. It's some issues that we had with it last year, but again, just part of that standard of just like we are not going to be involved into that type of thing. But I mean, really, I think it's a lot about the precedents that you said at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That way that there's no question when the little bumps kind of hiccup inevitably into the middle of the season, they at this point are brushing it off. Mm-hmm. It's part of that morale for the team that's just going to cause angst amongst the girls that is just unnecessary. Yeah. So
wow.
Trying to keep it to as much of a minimum as possible.
Yeah, and also we're dealing with high school girls. I mean,
totally.
Easy.
Totally, dude. Oh, you're yeah.
Can you argue a judgment call such as like, you know, obviously you got to play the ball, but if you accidentally kick a shin or something like, and you clearly see it's the ball, but the ref he still got the yellow card. Can you argue that at all? Try to talk him out of it, or at this level, can you just got to sit back?
I try. Yeah. I mean, I try my best, honestly. I think that it's one of those where you really have to pick and choose your battles. You'll step into some games, and if a ref is calling it one way, it's pretty evident that he's leaning one way or the other for whatever reason. We had a game this season where the ref, for whatever reason, did not like the way that we fouled, or that we would go in physically. Like, everything that we were doing was a foul to him. We had another game where we were playing against a team where all that they were, running us straight over, and he was letting it go. And it's one of those, like, you really have to kind of pick and choose because you can fight it, but at the end of the day, what they say is what sticks. Yeah, and so if the girls aren't hurt, if it's not something that's putting our game on the line, we try and just be as smart about it as possible. I'll go up to them at halftime maybe, or maybe after the game, and like want to communicate through what kind of call that they were making or why. Charlie, one of our outside backs, had gotten a call called on her, and she's an incredible defender, like 1v1. And I couldn't understand what he was trying to tell her. He was like, if you do that again, like, I'm going to give you a card. And I couldn't understand what it was about her tackles that he was like trying to say. So at halftime, I just had to walk up to him to be like, what is it that you want me to instruct her to do differently so that she doesn't get called? And he just told me exactly what he would be looking for. And so she just kind of had to adjust herself in that way. Wow. That's more of the way to do it. But I also would be lying to say it's easy to not get hot in the middle of it and try and just be explosive about wanting to, communicate it in that way. Sure. But it just never works out in the end.
Yeah, because I feel like, and I've said it often when we've covered like lacrosse, that's the one sport where like I feel like the refs are truly instructing the players as they play because it's still relatively new to the area. But to hear that happens on the soccer field as well, and like instructing you what's going wrong, that's huge. And I give props to the ref in that scenario.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, thanks for being mature about it. Like,
absolutely.
Hopefully you stay mature about it.
For sure. And we definitely have way more good ones than we do bad ones. Yeah. But it's sometimes even like if a ref coaches boys soccer more than girls soccer, it can be called oddly.
Oh yeah.
So
wow. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Nice to know you still have a voice, though.
Absolutely,
like,
right.
You just can't stand in the box and just, shut down, be an Eric Johnson, basically. But no. Thanks, ref.
No, but I can relate. When I get, like, if a ref has ever been, like, snippy at me, I do the exact same thing. It's really easy to kind of shut down and just be like, I don't even, I'm worried now that anything I say is going to kind of get carded. So, yeah.
Yeah, got to tread lightly.
Yeah. We had Trey, our friend Trey Knoll, on last year, the Northside boys head soccer coach, and talked a lot about fouls, and because it always confuses me when I show up to these events, these matches, these events, prom, show up to these matches, and there's, what's it called, a free kick, where no one is lined up in front of the ball, or a penalty kick, and then a corner. Yep. None of it makes sense to me, but it's a great way to score. Yeah, Scottie, what's your preference? I mean, if you had a, because obviously in preference in terms of something's got to happen, you got to get decked to get a free kick. So like, what's your preference when it comes to scoring off a penalty of what you would like to do?
Scoring off a penalty, oh my goodness, a PK, it's a lot of pressure on the player and the goalie at the same time because.
Inside of the box with no line, it's literally just the keeper and that person, they're lined up So there's no other player that's involved in the play.
And are you lined up anywhere or just where the penalty happened?
So there's a line right above the 6.
And this is a PK. Yeah, so I think what you're talking about is a direct kick.
Yeah, see, these kicks.
But 3 different types: indirect kick, direct kick, and penalty kick. Okay. Penalty kick is like you're going to be 6 feet in front of the goal, and it's you and the goalie.
Okay.
Direct kick means the person who, no matter where the foul happened on the field, they can kick it straight into the goal. It doesn't have to touch another player. Indirect kick, a foul happened anywhere on the field, they can hit it towards the goal. It has to touch another player before it gets into the goal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yep. Okay. Okay. Great.
Yep.
I didn't know that it had to touch another. That kind of seems like it defeats the purpose. Isn't the point of soccer not to touch the ball?
Right? Yeah. So a direct kick, most of the time when you see somebody taking a foul, like a kick, if there's been a foul called and there's people lined up in front of it, it is most likely a direct kick.
Okay.
So that they can try and jump. I mean, if you think about like a extra point. You know, people try to stop an extra point. They're going to try to jump in front of it. It's like the last resort type of a thing. That's pretty much why. But you won't see that most of the time unless you're just trying to cause chaos for an indirect kick. Yeah.
Okay.
Out of all those options now.
Yeah, I know. Now that we know what all the kicks mean.
I would imagine the corner is the one. I mean,
I would say
corner
I'm
queen.
Best at corners.
Nice.
I'm very aerodynamic, I would say.
Yeah.
I run out of the air a lot. I just feel like I have more control over it than hitting it with my foot sometimes, which can be a problem, but it works out on corner kicks. So
yeah.
But if I had to choose between an indirect kick or a direct kick or a PK, I would choose a direct kick. Because PKs, that's a lot of pressure on the person kicking it. Obviously, you're 1v1, but the goalie can read your hips when you kick the ball. So, if they're a really good goalie, they'll know where you're going. Indirect kick, it's really hard to get a person to be able to touch it before it goes into the goal. So, direct kick, you're just, kicking it right at the goal and getting it at the top of the corner, trying to get it in. And Abby Tozier does a really good job at kicking those in because she's amazing.
Yeah.
Corners freak me out.
Oh, you're telling me, dude.
I don't know how y'all score on corners.
Because we've got people who've got a super strong aerial game.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. What does that mean, aerial game? You have to swing your leg and your foot a certain way?
She's just aerodynamic, like she said. I mean, she's
what does that mean?
She doesn't care about who's in front of her, what's happening. Yeah. She's in the air, wants to put her body on the ball.
Okay. I'm talking about the kicker kicking the corner kick. I'm like, what do you mean aerodynamic?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. She's got to fly a little before she lands in the corner.
That's what I was confused. You're in the box.
Yes. She goes in as defense almost every single play.
Okay.
That is so funny.
No, that's why I don't like corners, because I don't. How do you kick it as a from the corner and hope that it arches the way it's supposed to arch for someone like Scottie to score? That makes no sense. Getting in there and doing the thing. Dude. Yeah, that's awesome.
They train for it.
Yeah.
Addison Daniels is our corner kick, our main corner kick taker. Abby Tozier right behind her. Anna Brinkley, one of our senior captains, is also one of our corner kick takers. We just train for it. We were training for it this morning. I mean, they work intentionally on first trying to get it right into the box of where we want it to be, so where our team knows where it's going to be, so that we can have people pressing, have Scottie, be able to step in there, so that we can be the first person to the ball. They also train to curve it right in. So they want it to go from the corner before it even touches the goalie or anybody else, and just get it right into the corner. So
yeah, I was going to ask if there's an art to literally bending it. Yeah. I mean, I've seen it a handful of times this season on the boys' side. The girls' side, I've seen it as well. I'm like, I mean, there really is an art to the touch that you put on the ball.
Absolutely.
The velocity, I guess. I'm like, I should have paid attention in science class. But,
no, but it's true. It
all matters. Yeah,
it does. It absolutely does. And it's one of those things, you have to train. Yeah. I mean, you can get lucky maybe one time if you never trained for it before and you do it and you're like, oh, that was luck, know. But it's just repetition, so that it becomes muscle memory at that point. So that when you're kicking it, it's going to curve.
Yeah. I also hate the corner kicks in crunch time. I was at the, he's going to love this shout out, Jefferson Forest Boys Soccer state title game last year. And they were down 2-0, I think, with 5 minutes left. But they kept getting the ball rolled out for a corner kick, and oh my gosh, it was just stressing me out, because I'm like, how can you possibly in this crunch time urgency score off of a corner kick? And they didn't. So
sometimes that's more ideal, is in having a set play is a help to people. Like, you get up there, you're in there. I mean, on the offensive side, on the defensive side, you definitely don't want to be in that situation. But sometimes it's like a tactic to get it to the corner and just try to get a corner. Like, just try to get as many set plays as we can.
Makes sense, because then you have the opportunity to kick the ball and score without having to worry about running down the field and anything like that. So it makes sense. But it's just scary when there's not enough time, and I'm like, how is he going to curve it? Yeah.
Back to the PK, though. I've always wondered, does the goalie read your eyes? But you mentioned they read your hips.
Mm-hmm. Your hips.
So it's a telltale sign that's an easy giveaway?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Man.
Because when you plant and go to kick, if you think about it, your hips, like, your plant foot is going where the ball is going to go. Your hips can't, I mean, you train if you want to be able to plant your foot and then try to kick it another way. Like, that's something you got to train for. Yeah. But for the most part, your body will tell. The keeper will be able to tell just based on the way that your hips are aligned where the ball is going to go. But you have to think fast, because again, they're not planted and shooting.
Right.
There's a 1.5 second window between when your foot is planted and you're striking the ball to put it in the net. That goalie's got to read that and then make that decision. So that's what makes PK so tricky, because it's just so fast and a lot of pressure.
And that puts a lot of the skill back into the goalie as well, in terms of just reflexes. Like, I'm slow as molasses. Like, my little younger brother. No, I'm serious. My younger brothers used to tease me. I'm like, 18 years old at 4 years old. You can't get it. And I'm like,
all right, you're right.
Great, cool. Go play with your friends. Like, leave me alone.
That's funny.
No, that shows a lot of skill, though. No, that's talent.
Why should soccer be as long as it is?
Oh, gosh.
I don't think so, personally. Someone who's holding a 25-pound camera.
No, dude, I hear you. I think the 80 minutes allows, at the end of 80 minutes, you really see who is the better team. The team who has the most endurance, the team who is still there mentally and physically. So there is something to how long that it is. Is it maybe sometimes a little bit too uncomfortably long? For sure. I mean, against Hidden Valley, when we were up 1-0, it was like 14 minutes left on the clock, and we were like, this clock cannot go any slower. Yeah. The longest 14 minutes of my life. But, I think that there probably is something to the length of it, and just the way that in the end, you kind of see a whole team's qualities because of it and because of what it causes you to endure. But I get from your point of view that it is a little bit too long.
It takes forever.
Yeah, dude, I get it.
And he was at was it the Class 1 girls final that went the scoreless through regulation, scoreless through overtime, and then
I want to say Class 2 like Glenbrook girls last year.
It was like 5-4 on PKs.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was horrible.
For
championship.
Yeah.
Game. Yeah. Double overtime PKs. Yep.
Yeah.
You were there.
It was,
you were live.
Yeah, dang.
Oh, that's what we saw.
Sorry, dude.
Remember that.
He loves soccer,
I truly don't mind it, especially when it's good. Like, I know it's good teams.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's especially one of the good teams we cover and it's still scoreless, I'm like, okay, this means something. Like, this is huge at this point. Yeah. Like, this means a lot. But that game. Now that you bring it up, I do remember that one. And then, of course, the Glenbrook. I believe that was their championship game last year at Salem. That was the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, all right, there's just too much angst going on
right
now.
Totally. But if you can learn to thrive in that, especially for some teams, like you talk about our energy as a team. Mm-hmm. In those crunch time moments is when we sort of are able to push through. Like, our bench energy really will carry us through. For the Hidden Valley game, unfortunately, one of the Hidden Valley players had gotten hurt, and so we were over on the side, and I think it was you were like, our bench is so quiet right now. Like, because everyone was stressed, and you could feel it, but then as soon as you're just able to kind of tap into that, I think it can be beneficial.
Yeah.
It makes a difference because, I mean, something's got to keep you going at that point.
Absolutely.
Like, you got to feed off of somebody, something.
Right.
Speaking of somebody, what's Coach Steve mean to y'all? Because I didn't realize. I give him some love because I know he
loves the podcast.
Oh my gosh, we love Coach so much.
Our unsung hero from football season. But what's he mean to you all on the soccer field? Because I had no idea he was following you all this season in particular until I saw him out there. He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. We love Coach Steve so much. He has had an unwavering support for our girls from the beginning of this season. He first came to one of our first games and had like a girl's number on, I think from like another team he had been supporting, and someone from our team was like, that's my number. Every game following, he has come to the game with a different girl's number shirt on, just honestly to make them feel supported. I mean, what does he not mean to us? Yeah. Do you know, just that unconditional support, that encouragement, the love that he radiates is, I mean, that's a very special kind of heart, and just not one that we take for granted.
Mm-hmm. He's such like a good spirited person. He's such a good soul. Like, it's just, you can't be sad around him. He just like lifts everyone's spirits up. He's like truly amazing. Yeah.
He's a good dude. Him. Yeah, good dude. We go way back, but he's been super special to a lot of people, especially these past few years. So absolutely. Whenever I can, I give him love and make sure I come up to him, speak to him, and he'll make sure he calls us. He checks in.
He checks in with us. Phone call. He calls about every other night.
Yeah, he checks in with us. Yeah, he's like, "Where you at? What you doing? Yeah, what's going on tonight?" I'm like, "I don't know. You tell me, man."
That's so funny.
Do you have the teas?
Yeah. You got the score. Cool. Thank you. No,
he keeps his little clipboard of who scores.
And oh my goodness. Yeah. It's really sweet. And he comes to our away games. Like, he comes to Blacksburg. And
I did know that because he had showed me when I saw him at the gym last week. He had showed me somebody had texted him about coming to that game, and somebody picks him up. So
Robert Stutz, our videographer.
Yeah.
It's just cool. I mean, it's high school girls soccer. So in one lane, I care so deeply about it, so I'll talk about it for forever. Sure. But to the average person, it's like it's high school girls soccer. You know what I mean? And I think his excitement and joy for it that he literally brings every single game, every single time he sees us, or even just talking to any of the girls, it's like, I just wish there was more of that in the world, you know? So
I love it. Obviously, Regions getting ready to come up here. Just your thoughts on how the team is feeling, approaching this time of the season, and perhaps some things you want to work on as this week continues and getting into region play.
Yeah, well, the vibes are high. I think we had a 6 a.m. practice this morning, and you would think, you would think that it would be like, that it wouldn't be, that was kind of the vibe at first, was like, oh, it's 6 a.m., but then once they got out there, the girls are like, this is so much fun. Like, I don't know, and, that aside, even just...
Was it fun?
I don't know.
It's fun because you're in it together.
It was fun. Just kidding. I think that everyone knows what our potential is. We know what we are capable of, and we know what we need to do in order to maximize our potential. And it's putting the ball in the back of the net, making sure we're communicating to each other, making sure we're showing up for each other each game, each practice, keeping that intensity super high. The thing we need to work on is just continuing to put the ball in the back of the net. I think what helped us be so successful this season was the numbers that we were able to put up for the games. It's not common to be beating teams 6-0 consistently. Like, our average goal per game was 5. I think that's what's going to win us the state championship, if we can keep that up and have every single person driven to shoot the ball. Because each girl is shooting, 4 to 5 shots per game if they're really, really on, and just maintaining that through regionals, and also learning to really handle the pressure well with each other. You talked about that a little bit earlier. Last year was our very first year being in any sort of a high pressure situation like that, where we were all stepping into a regional tournament, state tournament for the very first time, not knowing what it felt like, not knowing the pressure that would really come with it. And I think in the state game we felt that. That's a different ball game when you step into the state tournament, the pressure that kind of can come with that. I think the maturity piece of that was really maybe our downfall in like physical maturity, mental maturity. This year we know what to expect. We know what is required of us if we really want to see the results that we really want to see. So just making sure that we maintain that. And again, I think half of my job is being the director of morale and just making sure that they can maintain that through practices, through games, and carrying that through our postseason.
It means a lot.
Director of morale.
I like that.
I'm going to start using that as my title at work.
Boy.
You are.
That's very fitting. That fits you. That fits you.
Yeah,
you bring the energy, I always say. So we'll just change that to director.
Yeah, you do.
Not me.
Yay.
Well, we're going to do 3 fun questions, okay? Kind of a this or that situation, or whoops, I just dropped my shoe. What should we call it for soccer? I don't know soccer terminology, obviously. Yeah, anyways, it's basically a this or that. Okay. We'll start. Well, Erin, you can also answer this. When you were in high school, what? Scottie.
Okay.
Would you rather have a 6 a.m. practice or a 6 p.m. practice?
Oh, shoot. Depends on my day. If I'm like really jam-packed that day, I would say earlier so I'm not down on my mood when I get to practice, because I feel like that can also be a downfall if we had a really hard day at school and we have practice right after. We can go into it like really tired, and I feel like it doesn't allow us to train to our full potential. But if we go in refreshed or like we didn't have a lot to do that day, then we'll be fine for practice. So I don't know. I could go either way. Just depends.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I could go either way. I think there's probably benefits to both. And the workload is, I think, severely underestimated for a student athlete, even in high school.
Yeah.
There's so much on their plates, especially the ones that really push themselves academically. I mean, they're not leaving the school day with a small workload at all. And then to come to practice at 6 p.m. can definitely be kind of heavy for them. But 6 a.m., it's 6 a.m. So yeah. I think there's probably, benefits to both.
Okay.
You got another? You got one more?
I mean, you can ask one.
Oh, but see, I do the ones that are like, kind of like not earth-shattering, but heartbreaking.
Okay, mine's not.
No.
Mine's not heartbreaking. Mine's just.
Yeah, I do the heartbreaking one first then.
Okay, this is to prompt it. What is your like typical pregame meal? Is it like an Italian situation, sandwiches, Mexican?
For away games, tropical smoothie.
Yeah.
Oh,
every game.
Tropical smoothie. Okay.
What's the smoothie of choice here?
I get the Jetty Punch, strawberry and banana.
That's strong.
And then I get the super green Caesar wrap. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But it's okay. You know.
Yeah. And the night before we do spaghetti. So we'll do like Alfredo and pasta before games just to carb load a little bit.
Our team meal, yep. We watch film together. It just like gets us another bonding experience together right before we play a game.
Okay, well, great. Olive Garden spaghetti or Carrabba's?
Carrabba's.
Oh.
I knew I saw you parked out there the other day.
Wow.
I was going to Valley View. I knew I saw that orange Jeep out there. That's so funny. That's so funny.
I like Olive Garden. Olive Garden has its strengths.
Yeah, it does.
Carrabba's, I will say I prefer.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm an Alfredo girl, so there's something about the Olive Garden Alfredo that just hits.
That's what I mean. It has its strengths. The Olive Garden Alfredo is delicious, but like Carrabba's, I think all around.
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
But they're both good. It's pasta.
Yeah.
That can be.
True.
Yeah, to a certain point you can't go wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Just to bring the mood down here.
Oh no.
Not down.
Well, I always have these weird scenarios in my head. So
okay.
Hey, bring it on.
Overtime win or a PK loss?
Oh.
She was like,
me and Eric haven't ever played a minute of soccer. We're like, anyways, what's the worst way you can lose or win?
There's something really beautiful about an overtime win.
Yeah.
I mean, the game, our Lord Botetourt game last year, our regional championship game last year, I mean, there's a breath of air that the team kind of experiences together when you win in overtime. I mean, it's just such a feat. A PK loss is sort of one of those jips where you're like...
Because by the end of it, the other team is rushing their goalie, and they're all celebrating right in front of your face, and it can be a lot.
Yeah. Well, then, as you mentioned, too, the nerves are already there. It's
yeah.
And then you're trying to lift your goalie up. And,
right.
Oh, see, you should have let me. I didn't want to end on this. Like,
no.
Erin, what you said was it gave me goosebumps. Like, you're so right. Like, when you win in a golden goal situation, and it's just like, oh my gosh, we literally did it.
For sure.
We're exhausted and we did it.
Yep.
Whereas PKs, it's like if you go to 10, like, you've gone through all of these, and all right, well, we could have scored 12 minutes into the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad question.
Okay,
no.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's not a downer question at all.
I didn't know what you were going to say. Like, would you walk if the bus tire went flat? Like,
yeah, we would. Yeah, we would.
That's one more question. Okay. Why in the heck is your soccer field up that darn hill?
Dude.
I drive. I pull up and I move the cone.
As you should.
And I pull the front and I put the cone back. You walk up that hill? No.
No.
I need to exercise, so
Oh my gosh.
I drove up there the other day. I saw Grandma and Grandpa walking up that hill. I'm like, you won't even let them park
I know.
there? What's going on? I guess you can't dog it too much. They hired you.
And what's crazy is that field, I graduated from Cave Spring in 2013, and that field had been up there for like 5 years at that point. So it wasn't always there. And we used to play at Bogle, which is like that easy access.
And that's where I drove the other day.
To Bogle?
Yes, I did. And there was lacrosse. I'm like,
yep. And this is not soccer.
Yep.
Our field, it's a beautiful field.
It is. It's gorgeous up there. Private, serene.
But it is a hike.
Yep. You guys have to walk down the hill after your game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
have to walk up to go
practice.
to our game.
Yeah, and I don't let them drive.
Oh my God.
Only seniors are allowed to drive to practice. So all the other underclassmen have to walk up the hill and get changed in.
Or they have to really make friends with the seniors so they can hide in their car. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Evil, but
I feel like it's something to work towards when you're a senior.
100%.
100%. I like that.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's a beautiful field. Not to dog the Cave Spring Knights community, but golly, because I walked up it once. I remember somebody was giving me just trouble at the bottom. I was like, do you whatever?
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk, and it was horrible.
I'll get you a golf cart escort if that happens.
Well, I see John drive the golf cart.
I was about to say, Mr. Harness will drive you right up there.
I'll hitch a ride if I need to.
That's perfect.
Surely,
I'm out.
yeah.
Somebody will help me. But when I saw the grandparents, I was like, this is evil. Actually, this is evil. Just let them. But maybe they wanted to walk. Couldn't be me.
See, could have been like me. Want the exercise, get the steps in.
It does get your heart rate going.
It does.
Yeah. What scares me is the walk down. It's not an easy gradual slope. It's pretty steep.
You just gotta take it a little easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just shuffle down it.
Yep.
Sidestep.
Last thing I need. Seriously.
Yeah.
That would be me. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, time has flown. That camera died. So I know it's been more than 30 minutes. There's 38 minutes on there.
Oh.
But thank you guys so much.
Oh my gosh.
It was such a joy. I'm sorry. I'm glad Eric came out to a game this season, but I'm sorry that my camera broke.
Gosh, no, don't apologize.
It'll be working for the games to count. So
it better. It better. So go
always
win.
something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And many more interviews in the future, but good luck in regions.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, super grateful that you guys let us come on today.
Yeah. Well, clock in for the, what did she say?
Oh God.
Clock in for the lock.
Lock in for the clock in? Is that
No, that's definitely not what she said. How do we not know this happened like an hour ago?
Clock in for the lock. Lock in for the clock in. Right? Wasn't that what it is?
Whatever it was iconic.
It was iconic.
Clearly didn't resonate with me.
What was
enough?
What was more iconic though was you can't eat the fruit that you plant today.
Yeah.
Or the seeds that you plant. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
That's
a good one.
That's
a good one. I mean, it's true in all aspects of life.
Patience
Dating.
is a virtue. No.
You know?
Patience is a virtue. You
never know. Just sending that message.
Yeah. Patience pays off.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
Most of the time, patience pays off.
Yeah.
It's paying off for the Knights, though. I mean, kudos to them. We like to see all of our local teams do good. But when you become invested with a program that's like, that reaches out to you on occasions too, you're always like, oh man, cool. Hope to see.
Oh yeah, when people go out of their way to contact you, and I mean, Erin and I were neighbors. I lived above her for 5 years, and oh my gosh, we would just run into each other and just gab in the lobby of our building for like a half hour, just yap. I
mean, never invite each other in, right? Just the lobby.
I don't think we ever like actually hung out in each other's apartments.
I love that.
I mean, we were so busy. Like every time I was heading out to work and she was coming in from work or something like that. But we always stopped and talked and never invited each other. And that's funny. But yeah, no, we were neighbors for a very long time, and it's been great. I remember when she got the job, and it's just been great following them and following her, and I love her.
Yeah, I feel like soccer may be our strongest sport into region play.
Oh, yay.
Oh, I know you just told us how much you love to shoot soccer.
Love soccer.
That may be our strongest sport. I mean, lacrosse is looking fairly good. We don't have as many that'll be in state tournament play. But soccer usually.
What about softball? Franklin County. Yeah, Salem.
Yeah, Salem. Yeah.
Auburn, I'm sure, has a good softball team.
Always around. Appomattox is a top seed. You got to get in that region. So softball will be pretty heavy as well.
Who's good in Class 3?
Class 3 softball.
Bird?
Rustburg wasn't bad.
Okay.
Allegheny.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Was
yeah.
Number 2 seed.
Yeah.
So, I think Turner Ashby, though, is the number 1. They're tough. They're always tough every year. So, yeah, I mean that, and baseball. Curious to see what Salem does with that.
Yeah,
like they look good at the plate, but obviously Class 4, it's a little different.
I haven't shot any baseball.
Oh really?
I've done everything else.
Well, I told you I dropped in on a great one, Salem and Pulaski County, a couple weeks back, and that was like, I mean, I never seen a high school kid hit a dead center home run at Kiwanis. Like, I mean, you know how far out that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's down there 400 feet.
Yeah,
like. Sick. I mean, the guy Pulaski County, he just smoked it, and he knew it immediately. I was like, oh my gosh. And then Salem kept scoring and everything. It was a great game.
Yeah.
A little light rain, but I was dry because I was under the thing. So.
Oh, I see. I've always shot from the third baseline there.
I usually shoot from third baseline. Because there's chairs. Well, yeah, but the handicap were there, so that's handicap.
Yeah. I can't remember if I was handicapped at the time or if there was no one sitting there.
I'm sure you weren't.
I'm sure you weren't.
No, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a diva. I don't want to get wet. And it wasn't even raining hard, but it was coming down steady. And I was like, I'm going to just go front row, stay up under
and you just put the camera on your shoulder?
Yeah, I sat down.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it was nice.
You rail yard dogged it.
No, I usually don't. Well, I don't see.
You don't sit at the rail yard.
No, I go on a catwalk for the dogs, so I can
rough.
See all the players and everything, and give them a nice little shot to the coaching box, and then get them walking up. Okay, all right.
Well, I guess it's official. Not that I know rail yard dogs information. Mm-hmm. Actually, I was at Jack Brown's a couple weeks ago, and somebody. Long story short. Not to tell my friends, but I shouldn't say anybody by name. I was with a girlfriend who was meeting a guy for a beer.
Sure.
And we were at Jack Brown's, and I was there having dinner with her on my dinner break, and then he showed up. And anyway, so he's new to the area, and he was asking me questions about, do you go to any of the like local games? You go to the rail yard dogs? And I was like, I try not to if I don't have to. And this guy at the table behind us was like, you don't like the rail yard dogs? And I was like, oh my gosh, is this a rail yard dog saying this to me? Like, I low-key was afraid that I had just, like, offended a dog. And I was like, well, when I have to go and shoot highlights, you got to walk all the way up the stairs, and I'm carrying this big camera. And I was like, are you a player? And he's like, no, I just love the rail yard dogs. So I was like, whew, my bad.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was nervous. But anyways, all to say, Mac Jansen was not on the protected roster. So I guess he's done.
Well, he is, I believe, fully transitioning into coaching. Because remember this last year? No.
How do you know that? And why did you say it like that?
Because last year he was a player coach.
I don't know what that means.
He was a player, but he was also part of the coaching staff. So, you don't remember that? It came out right before training camp? Oh, okay.
I don't keep up with... That's your beat.
That's my beat.
That's your beat.
No, my friends, as you just said, oh my gosh.
They are your friends.
I don't know them personally.
Me either, clearly, since that guy at Jack Brown's, I was like, are you one of the players? I just
have an interest in their product on the ice, of course.
Well,
I mean, it's great. It's great energy, but...
They be skating.
I think he's going to fully transition into coaching.
And stay in Roanoke?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Or maybe not. Was he the one? I forget which one it was. One of them is a realtor in the offseason. I forget which one it was. I feel like it was Mac, but I could be wrong. But shout out to Mac Jensen, by the way, if you're listening out there.
And shout out to the rail yard dogs. Somehow y'all are always catching strays on this podcast from me.
Yeah, I was gonna say from that side.
Eric has enough love. I just really the head case I become when I climb a flight of stairs and know I have to go back down them, And it's wet in there. There's ice.
It's wet? Not where we go.
Well, you just never know. You can never be too careful. Sody spilling downstairs.
That's true. Beers falling all over the place.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no. The crowd in there are crazy, jumping up.
Well, it's not as crazy when we cover high school stuff. So you're off the hook for I guess until October when they come back. But we'll be there. But in the meantime, we'll be on high school soccer fields.
Find me behind home plate. And that's another thing I've got to say. I've got some grievances to air out. If I go to this darn state championship game, wherever the Lord takes me, if I'm in Charlottesville again, I'm going to say this really nicely.
Okay.
VHSL, at VHSL. Do not let am I screaming?
No, you're okay. You're good.
Either do not let fans sit behind home plate so I can stand there and shoot, or set up a platform in the outfield, behind the outfield.
There you go. Yeah, behind the outfield wall. Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wherever I don't even remember the name of the high school that I went to last year in Charlottesville. And of course, Brooke, just get there early. Sorry, can't. I have a game that I have to go to before this game. I'm like, honestly, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of mean. I'm kind of mean to the parents, to the fans. I'm kind of like, move.
I mean,
does your kid want to be on TV, or do you want to sit there and cheer?
Well, if they're not in that area, they probably won't get to see.
And the other thing is when I can shoot through a fence. That's fine. That's part of the job.
Yeah.
When the fence has a pole that goes across eye level.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm having to adjust my camera, either get down low or get up.
Yeah, the thrills of having to adjust. Yeah.
The thrills of having to adjust. I am not adaptable. I am not. What's the other word that starts with an A that means adaptable?
Oh,
flex. Whatever. I'm none of it. So, anyways, I'm excited for high school spring sports, but I've had enough already with the what's the word?
Inconveniences.
Yeah.
And
for the Franklin County coach, he's like, get up in the box. You can go up in the press box, shoot from there. I'm like, you don't know how much that means to me. Yeah. Unobstructed view, but I hate stairs, so I didn't go. Go up there.
But then the problem you have with softball though is the cage that curves over the home plate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's all bad unless you're in the outfield. Unless you're at Tech Softball Park and you're on the platform and you have your chair.
Or you're at Salem Memorial Ballpark with the Red Sox.
Yeah, that's another great place. I guess.
Yes, that's the best.
Who has the best high school softball? I think Bird isn't bad because you can stand on the hill.
Christiansburg is pretty strong.
No.
Well, in terms of their playing surface, in terms of shooting,
shooting is horrible there.
Really, you've never shot from like left field on the little ridge?
No, I have. And it's horrible. But people sit their chairs there, so like I'm sitting behind chairs.
Oh, yeah. See,
and then I gotta talk to people, and like I'm just sitting there muttering under my breath because I'm just like, I can't believe 0-0 in spot.
Bird is nice, but I've also had to entertain fans there as well. So
yeah,
we just kind of shoot the crap us out, shoot the game literally. But other than that,
Auburn has a platform.
Auburn's pretty sweet.
Auburn has a platform.
It's not a hard place to shoot. It's actually very favorable. Unfortunately, the program isn't the greatest, but William Fleming has a pretty good
because they have a hill
setup.
too.
A slight ridge, yeah. But you can easily shoot through their outfield fence as well.
I've never shot a game over there.
Yeah, I've only shot for feature stories over there before, like players coming through and such. Pretty cool setup there.
Yeah.
Not shabby. I can't think of anyone else.
It's just insane that they don't even do these state finals at Liberty anymore. I mean, it makes
I
no
do
sense.
miss the one central location. I mean, I guess nowadays it does help going to these different high schools because I would imagine the gate money they're probably giving some back to that school, right? Maybe?
Sure, but there's like a bajillion schools in Virginia, so how do you even make it equal, like, over the years? Like, are we just never going to put a college back in the rotation? We're just always going to go to these high schools
around Charlottesville area? Yeah.
Oh, gosh. It was Eric. And then 3 years ago, where did we go? Oh, my gosh. Fredericksburg. Shout out my ex. Yeah. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
And Spotsylvania High School. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
No cell phone service. None. Couldn't tweet a thing.
Yeah, I remember.
And there was a big hill I had to walk down to get to their softball field.
I think the first year we went to this, I was.
You went first, and then I went the following year.
I remember the one soccer. I forget which high school it was. They had a blue turf.
I think that was
Boise State. Yeah, and I was like, oh wow, and it was harsh on the eyes.
Yeah,
very harsh
and hot. Yeah. No, that was the only fun part about that trip was I stayed in Richmond and I got to see Mandolin Orange.
Oh, hey,
you know who they are?
You know, plus win-win.
Wildfire. That's how the song goes. They're called Watch House now.
I will say, if the weather is anything like past couple weeks, in a couple weeks from now, I won't be mad.
No.
I won't be mad. Like, this is like insane. It feels like October.
Get rid of the rain.
Yeah,
but I'll do the 55.
Yeah, I mean, well, and if it's light rain, I mean, I put up with it in lacrosse last night. Like, it was, you know. You're like, yeah, okay, yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, I remember last year. I think I said this on the podcast. My back was so sunburned. This lady who was a fan of a team that wasn't even playing any of our teams was like, "Can I please put sunscreen on your back?" And I was like, "I'm so glad you asked because I didn't know who to ask."
Yeah.
Who was I gonna ask?
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And me and Mimi weren't besties quite yet.
I'm sorry.
And that girl was about to pass out. It was so hot. She had not eaten. I'm like, girl.
Nope. You gotta carb up.
Oh, you have to.
Sorry.
You have first stop. I'm going hotel breakfast. I'm getting waffles. I'm getting apples. I'm getting bananas.
Yeah, you gotta carb up.
I'm getting a bagel. I'm getting a bagel to go. I'm getting granola bars. I'm getting protein bars. I'm getting my protein milk. I'm getting a smoothie from Smoothie King. I'm getting a smoothie from Tropical Smoothie. I'm going to the field. I'm 10 minutes late. I missed the first goal because I was in line at Smoothie King. Yeah, but you know what? Didn't pass out.
Yeah, it's the only goal. No,
I missed the only goal of the game. Yeah,
good.
but I didn't pass out because I had my smoothie.
Yep. Just give love to the goalie. That's all. That's what we do in those situations. So we make it look pretty.
Whatever. All right. Well,
you're like, my main goal was to not pass out. So
yeah. My main goal. Y'all were trying to win a state championship. I was trying to stay upright. So
winning.
It should be a fun next couple weeks.
Or not. No. It definitely will be fun. It's always fun. It's always fun, especially like the small school love, like the Galaxies.
I know they love you. I feel like you have to stay here.
Wait a minute. They love me? What do you mean they love me?
They love you.
They love us.
You're the Glenver beat reporter. Glenver soccer beat reporter. It just wouldn't make sense if you weren't there for their state championship again.
I will say they look really good, both programs, once again. So I don't know. We'll see if they can pull it out yet again.
I don't have any favorites this year. Oh, Franklin County softball.
Well, I didn't say favorites now. Wait a minute. I love all. I love all my local teams out there. But there's some that are a little, near and dear to the heart a little bit more. So we'll see what happens.
You know what song I've had stuck in my head?
Who is that?
Jingle Bells.
Why?
Jingle bells, jingle bells. Jingle all the way.
Oh, gosh.
Like nonstop. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open.
Yeah, is it like, I don't know, you feeling like gifts are on the way or something? Like what's going on?
I don't know. That's what the TikTok tarot card readers keep telling me.
Gifts,
love, the word bossy has been coming up.
Interesting.
Which is so funny because I have my necklace that has the B on it, and I always say it's a B for bossy. I'm like, that's weird.
Could be for Brooke, but
yeah, numbers. I don't know. Just all signs are pointing to
great
fortune.
vibes.
Oh
yeah.
As Erin said, to bring it back around, fortune favors the bold.
Oh yeah, it's another B. There you go.
Bold, bossy, Brooke, and breaks.
Nice. The only thing I see on my TikTok is the crazy trend going around with filming my husband as he calls his friends to tell them good night.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one because I mean, that is actually like a psychological look inside how men just do not talk to each other like that.
I agree. And the ones that are receptive to it, it's like great, and then the other ones, they're like,
"Are you good?"
Right?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
I FaceTimed with 4 friends last night before I went to bed. 4 different friends.
See, but like you said, that just shows the difference in perhaps the male and female thinking.
Yeah.
But, now it's been cool.
No,
to
those
just
videos
crack
are
up
funny.
videos.
Yeah, those have been making me laugh.
I love it. It's
well,
good stuff.
If Onyx called me and said goodnight, I would be happy. So.
Oh, I would hope, because y'all.
And it would be crazy if she talked.
Yeah, she's stuck on that one word right now, though.
What is
but
it?
It's a good word. Dad.
Aww, she said, Dad.
Yep. She wakes up. She's like, Dad. And I'll catch her by herself, and she's just waiting. Dad. I'm like, yep, I'm right here.
Oh, she loves you. Going. She really does. It's so cute whenever she comes and visits, which it's been quite a bit of time since she's come and visited.
It was like 3 weeks ago.
How she's always head on a swivel looking for you.
Oh, all the time.
It's so cute. Time.
Yeah, and she never can face backwards when you walk with her, carry her. She's always got to turn around and look. And I'm like, just... Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Well, maybe if you didn't spoil her so rotten.
It's kind of tough.
I know, she's so cute.
Got a little mini me. I mean, come on.
Well, we'll get off the phone so you can go see her.
Off the phone.
What are we doing? A podcast. Whatever.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see you into June.
In June, sometime in June. Who knows what we'll do, but we'll figure it out. Bye.